How's it going, everybody? This is Eddie, and welcome back to another game of Hawken. So, it's been a while since the last one. For a while, these are probably going to be pretty infrequent, but I have some footage stocked up and ready to go. As you just saw, I'm still using the starting mech I actually have purchased since... I don't know if this footage was recorded after I purchased within game credits. But also, I don't know if at this time I have it or not, but got another one. I believe it's called the Raider, and I have some issues with it. It's going to take a while for me to get used to it. Definitely has a lot of potential for sure. But for right now, because of all the optimization points and how comfortable I've gotten with the beginning mech, I have decided to stick with it. So, okay, here we are. I just decided to throw everything into this life, into killing the one guy. I don't think I make it in time, which is unfortunate. But, happens, I guess. Yeah, okay, so at this time I haven't gotten the other mech. I have since then, and you'll see it soon, but you won't see me play it for quite a while until I max out, get to level 25 with this starting mech. But I don't know, I find it to be very balanced, and I've thrown all my points and everything into increasing the speed of the mech, and then also it's thrown, you know, this submachine cannon is very nice at close range. It packs a huge punch. I also have the ability, the one flaw that I find with this submachine cannon is that it does overheat. If you're gonna be doing anything more than like one-on-one combat, you're probably gonna find overheating problems, but then that's not a problem if you're using this mech, because you have the special ability of coolant, which cools it down really quickly. So yeah. Yep, there you go, cleaning up a little scout mech there. Yep, I also have gotten, you know, playing this for a while now, so I'm pretty good with the Tau rocket, in the sense that it's kind of nice because it does have some minor splash damage from what I can see, but also it's doesn't have any drop, and it's pretty accurate. So I mean, when you see an enemy, sometimes you're what I do is my first instinct is to just start shooting, but that will of course alert them to the fact that you've spotted them. So sometimes what I like to try to do is I shoot the Tau, shoot the missile first, and then once that's about to make contact, or has already made contact and successfully hit them, then I'll start shooting, because the projectile's slower. I don't want to alert them to my presence before it hits, because then they'll be able to get out of the way before it reaches. Yeah, I also learned something new not long ago that I actually didn't know before, which is, I can't tell if it's useful or not. I think if I had known it from the start, I could have made it more useful. But after you shoot the missile, while it's in flight, you can fire it again, or you press the missile fire button again to have it detonate. So if you see that you're gonna a little bit too far to the right or something like that, when you're right next to a mech, you can detonate it and still do some pretty decent damage. I haven't actually successfully used that to kill anyone, I don't think, because I'm not really used to using it, but it's an interesting mechanic to know about and think about. I've been seeing a lot on the Reddit for this game, and just in chat and in gameplay, that people say that the sniper is overpowered, or the, what's it called? Yeah, I think it's called the sniper class, yeah. Oh yeah, one note before I continue on about that. In this particular map, which isn't really one of my favorites, But there is this choke point here where it seems like some teams usually pile up right here, and it's pretty easy to hold them there and continually farm kills off of them. It's funny, it's like I like half of the map because I can do pretty well at navigating around, and half the map running away and healing when I need to, but there's another whole half the map that is like a bit too open. It's too hard for me to hide, which, like I said, I've thrown all my points into speed, so that's useful for getting away. But yeah, that was a pretty good life. I think I got like I don't know how many kills in that life, but it was pretty good. Right, sniper is overpowered, and I haven't used it, but I have a lot of friends who are playing this game too. I know someone who is using it, and it seems like definitely if you get the max level weapon, the level 25 weapon, yes, definitely seems a bit powerful, but that's kind of makes sense because you have to really work at it to get that gun. But then also it seems like it seems okay, so it's long range, it's high damage, and very accurate, which makes sense. You know, sniper S-classes should be that way. But I think the problem with a lot of people are having with the one particular gun is that it doesn't have a terrible rate of fire for what it is. So maybe that's something they're going to balance out later, but everyone seems to be saying that it's overpowered, and you see a lot of them around because of it. I haven't tried it. I might have to at some point, just to see. But from what everyone who I play with is saying, including myself, is that consistently performing well happens most with the starting mech, and then, you know, if you really work hard or work a specific angle of some of the other mechs, you can do pretty well. Because I'm enjoying the faster mech, throwing points into speed and then doing high damage at close range, which is part of the reason why I got the Raider. I'm looking at the Scout, but it seems like that has a little too low armor. What I'd probably have to do is get the Scout and then throw all my points into armor, just so that I can withstand anything. But yeah, so this game is going pretty well. I was gonna do an episode on a game that didn't particularly do well, just because there were a few opponents who were doing really well that I thought I could talk about what they were doing. I don't know. I think one of the big reasons for this delay in content for this game is that this is being recorded right now on like the maximum graphics settings, getting a fine frame rate. Then a patch happened, and when I'm not recording, I can play on max settings just fine, and when I am recording, I play on max settings, and I get about 20 frames per second, so noticeable jitter, quite noticeable. Sometimes it gets as low as like 15 FPS, so that's a shame. So I'm playing on the later episodes, not playing on max FPS. Not playing on max graphics settings. But so then, you know, I had to figure that out, mess with the settings to find something that'll work. And hopefully you won't be able to notice the quality because I record at 1080p and upload at 720. And so in order to get the frames to work, I had to set the resolution to 720, but since my screen is 1080, it would still record at 1080. So it's kind of like taking a 720 screen, blowing it up to 1080, and then shrinking it back down to 720. And it is possible, I don't know a whole lot about how this technology works, but it is possible that in that enlarging and then shrinking again, we could lose some detail. We'll see. anyways, but yeah, so this game is a while ago, but this game I did do pretty well. But I would like to show some that I don't do really well on, just because I don't want to be trying to give that impression that I'm really good. I also was gonna try to record what maps I played so I could sort of touch on them all. And also, so far I haven't done anything outside of this one game mode, but that might change a little later. For some reason this one part of the map is blue. Also, I learned that those teammates dropping in from above, and then those glowing orbs on the ground are little health orbs. It's something that I didn't really know. I actually haven't played in probably over a week, so I wonder if there's a new update. Yep, game's 4 minutes from being over. Forget exactly what my final score was, but I did pretty good. Here we're at that choke point again, where they're looking towards the large area in front, and you can easily flank them. And like I was talking about earlier, that might be my turret, I don't know, but like I was talking about earlier with the flanking, with the rocket launcher, if you can get that rocket to connect first, that is on most mechs maybe about a quarter to a half of their health, and from there, if you're close enough in to get the submachine cannon working, it's pretty much over for them. And there's, you know, some heavier armored tanks. Oh, getting a frame rate drop there, at least on my end here. But if you... lag. This might actually be where the problems begin, I don't know. There's the sniper class right there, that's who we got killed by. I forget exactly what it was called. 16 and... well, I'm watching a shrunken down version of it. So I couldn't actually read that second number, but... pretty good if you ask me. I'm always satisfied with anything even remotely close to 1. I've noticed that there's really 2 reactions when you get into battle. I mean, the first thing you want to do is start shooting, and the second thing you want to do, of course, is try to get out of the way of being shot at. And there's 2 ways that people avoid getting shot at. One of them is to do the dodge maneuvers, which move you maybe I don't know, a couple yards to the left or right. And I find that to be more effective than the alternative, which is to jetpack. But in some situations, it's better to use one or the other, I find. I don't know. On enemies that don't notice you yet, sometimes going up and above them is very useful, because they will turn to face you and you won't be there, and then they'll look up and then they'll see you, which lets you get in some extra shots. But at the same time, you don't move as fast, and also you can't... It's a little deceiving. When you start off your jump, you are accelerating upward quite quickly, and then very quickly from there, without much time, you reach a hover, and then from there you reach falling. Even if you still have enough fuel to use your jetpack, from at least the mechs that I've used, you're still falling. You're just kind of falling a little more gracefully than you would if you weren't using your thrusters. But you don't really get that much height, you don't really get that much distance using the jetpack, the thrusters. So I like the dodging better, because you can stay moving quickly, whereas once you're in the air, if you land, Oh, here's where the frame rate problems really take a huge spike. I have to wait here for a second. And, yeah. There's the end of the match. We lost. It was pretty close. We lost due to time reasons, not score. And, actually came in MVP there. Consider myself pretty lucky there. Also at most tests. Just a detail, though. 18 and 12, that looks like to me. I'm very pleased with that. Very, very pleased. And let's see. Okay, yeah, I've definitely ranked up my mech a little bit since then. I think I might be at like 18, somewhere around there now. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're ready for more Hawken to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.